Hello and welcome to Kobe's Classroom, the visual guide for the Abyssal Fracture Extreme. This is the class setup that we'll be using for this guide. The fight starts with a Zeromus casting Abyssal Nox, which sets everybody's HP to 1 and inflicts doom. If you do not get to full HP before this debuff expires, you will expire, so just heal up. These circles will appear on the lines on the arena. When they reach the edge, they'll explode, so just head to one of the unaffected lines, then move over after the first ones go off. Sable Thread is a Giga line stack that hits multiple times. Have the tanks in front to soak the most damage, heal and mitigate through this. Dark Matter is a double tank buster on the 2 highest threat targets. This hits 3 times, mitigate through it. Visceral Whirl will cleave the arena in a T shape. There is always one safe spot in the north and one in the south. We only really care about the north one, so move into it. When the cleaves go off, 3 pink crosses will appear, which will do cross AoEs along their diagonals. To avoid this, we always dodge on the opposite half of the arena to the first safe spot made by Visceral Whirl. There are only 3 potential safe spots: the letter waymark, the number waymark, or the corner. Additionally, there are only really 3 patterns that these can form in. Once you've seen them a couple times, it gets pretty easy to dodge. Here we're dodging on the east, so we dodge on the west, on the letter. Here we start on the west, so we dodge on the east, on the number. Flare will drop 2 light party soak towers. We have the melee players soak the north tower, and the ranged soak the south tower. This will leave a lingering fireball AoE, so move out of it after it goes off. These fireballs have 4 lines coming out of them that will do line AoEs in one of 3 patterns. We have this one where we dodge near the middle, this one where we dodge in the middle, and one where we dodge on the sides. Void Bio will spew out these green poison orbs at the north, and a Visceral Whirl happens at the same time. Avoid the orbs as they inflict a heavy dot as you make your way to the safe spot, and then just resolve it as normal. Big Bang will drop AoEs around the arena and on every player. Just spread and avoid, as well as a raid wide. These inflict several debuffs. Big Bounce is a dot, you can just heal through it, it lasts about 15 seconds. Acceleration Bomb will deal damage if you're moving or using an action when it expires. Divisive Dark will hit you with an AoE when it expires. 2 people get Forked Lightning, which is just another AoE. And 1 person gets a stack, which is pretty self-explanatory. These aren't important until later, and they always resolve in the exact same way. Void Meteor will drop lots of proximity AoEs. We just stand a little bit south of center and shield. This drops some meteors. One role group, either the DPS or the supports, will get tethered to a falling meteor. We need to stretch these tethers and we can't have them overlapping with any meteors. We try to have players spread with ranged on the outside and melee on the inside for consistency. Once one group is done, the other group will have their turn. If you do overlap with a meteor, it's just a wipe, so if you need to sacrifice yourself to avoid that, that's just better. All the meteors explode, so we go back to the middle. All the DPS will be chained to a support player, and we get another Visceral Whirl. To resolve this, we have the DPS go to the north, and the supports go south. This breaks the chains, and then the acceleration bombs will go off, so stop moving, fasting, and auto-attacking. After the acceleration bombs, dodge the X AoEs and be ready to spread for your Divisive Dark. It doesn't have to be a very specific spread, just don't overlap. The tanks get a Tank Buster, the 2 Forked Lightning players stay spread, and everybody else stacks in the middle. All the debuffs are resolved. Black Hole will mark 1 player with this deformation marker. Zeromus will start pointing his head in one direction with Fractured Eventide. We want to get behind it. The marked player will stand off to the side to drop the black hole. This will continue to grow. Our plan is to run around, following Zeromus' breath attack, staying ahead of the black hole. Big Crunch is just another Big Bang, but with only the dot debuff. We get another Abyssal Nox, and then Sable Thread. Now we have either Branding Flare or Sparking Flare. If it's Branding, we need to do a partner stack. If it's Sparking, we need to spread. We soak our light party towers with the main tank party west and off tank party east, and then split into corners, melee north, range south. When Nox casts, our stacks or spreads go off. This is the stack. And this is what a spread would look like. At the end, we have two players that get marked with a trailing arrow marker. We just have these players move horizontally to the other side of the arena. Everybody else can be in the middle. At this point, everything just loops until we hit 20 to 25%. Zeromus will cast Rend the Rift, transitioning into the final phase. Nostalgia is a very heavy raid wide that drops lots of small AoEs. Heal, shield, mitigate, and dodge through this. Flow of the Abyss is the last real mechanic. The middle line will be made unsafe. There's 3 possible patterns for this mechanic. The first one, everybody gets a spread marker. We just spread in this position, melee north, range south, DPS on the edges. We drop these and then move out of them because they persist. The second possible pattern is enumerations or pair stacks. We use the same corners as the branding flare towers. It is possible to have everyone at the north, but we just split it up for consistency. The last pattern is a full party stack. We can just take this north. Chasmic Nails will indicate where it's going to cleave in order. Go next to the first telegraph, then move in when it goes off. At this point, these 2 mechanics just repeat until you clear or you wipe. If you did manage to clear, congratulations. If not, you'll get it next time. If you liked this video, you can leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You can also follow me on Twitch or Twitter at BigKobeLive, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.